Okay. Hey everyone. So, last session, a couple things happened. Iskan had reached out to Raine. I'm just gonna do this like piece by piece with every person, so things might
Yeah, yeah.
sound a little out of order. So Iskan had reached out to Raine and asked if she'd be available for dinner because there was a few things he wanted to discuss. So they had dinner at the tavern, and indeed there was a few things that he wanted to discuss. Number one, he wanted to get any advice that she could give him about, surviving the Feywild or fighting dragons. Okay. Also, Rain gave her brother Nymph the cold iron dagger because it'd probably be useful in the Feywild. Full
Mm-hmm.
Fey. So, there was that. The other news that he wanted to discuss with her was about their cousin Pace. And apparently, Pace had reached out to him and asked to meet him. Him, Iskin being able to choose the location and time, so it would pretty much be on his terms. And it seems like he might. He probably will. The third thing Iskin wanted to talk about with Rain was since he knows he's a little young, but he also realizes his mortality. And he's thinking about asking Leo to marry him. Uh, which is cool.
Pulling a Zaitari.
Pretty much. Also had mentioned that he might need her and Melanie's help because his brothers or uncle might have him fight one of the family members for like honor or feelings or whatnot. Something like that. Tradition.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty
Mm-hmm.
much. But yeah, that's pretty much what happened with Iskin and Rain. Melanie uh, wanted to get her steed checked out in case, there was anything magical in the engine or being an illusory horse. So they had Tilda check out the horse. Uh, and then they went in for scones. Tilda got a little emotional because of hormones. And yeah, after scones, Melanie Melanie allowed Shallock to get near Squirrel because Shallock was excited that they got a horse. She wanted a pony. You guys got a horse, and taught her how to care for the stallion. Told his mother dropped by for a visit. During this time, Theo was entertaining groups of merchants who were thinking of expanding and improving the roads that ran through their duchy. Over tea, Tilda's mom gave her a memory box, like her own mom did before her, to store memorabilia of their children's childhood. Uh, they also spoke about the issue with Theo and his hovering nature, and her mom suggested maybe she should try to get Pierre and Francois involved since it seems like they haven't met in a long time. Friends could probably help in this situation. And then they moved on about a noble's lady garish display of ostrich feathers and a hot pink dress. Um, Nisva had asked for Zaitari's critique on her performance back at the Lavoy estate, and after getting some advice on how to care for her voice and whatnot, the main takeaway was Nisva had to be a little more relaxed on stage. Is a little too uptight. At this time, afterwards, after all this has happened, Tegan excitedly told Zaitari that he had finished the sword cannon that Melanie wanted. So, Zaitari, Melanie, and Aoife met in the yard, and he had reviewed that he purchased a non functioning sword golem, which would be strong enough to hold against the forces of the kickback the cannon would have. He also said that since he could get the barrel. He'd have to custom make the barrel to eventually hold long swords or great swords, or Aoife's suggestion, darts that would function similarly to buckshot, which would be good on short range. He also mentioned that the person he bought the golem from was a fence. That the story behind it was originating from the Nine Hells. So that's fun. That's not terrible at all. Yeah. So after that, and Aoife had picked out some new threads, and learned the extensive strategies behind the casino games that will be played. You guys pretty much headed to the casino. So I have to retcon one thing because for some reason my head wasn't working that well the other night. This is actually the entrance. This is not the entrance. This is the entrance. There is a door.
Okay.
I did not see the door. I was focused on mapping everything else, but there is the door. So that's where you probably came from.
Can't remember everything.
How dare you not notice the door?
Yes, how can I not notice the door on this 43 by 50 square map?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I should know everything. Okay. Have you guys decided? All right, so we're going to work in pairs since there's going to be there is one.
I believe I'm the only one who's kind of, no, I think me and Tilda are off by ourselves.
Tilda's with Theo.
So here's here's how I had heard it going. You guys can rearrange yourselves if you wish. I believe that Raine and Melanie are together on a double date with Tilda and Theo. Zaitari,
actually,
you are
Melanie
No, we
is
changed
just coming
that.
as a bodyguard
Yeah.
for Tilda and Theo.
okay. Melanie bodyguard, Tilda Theo. All right.
Raine's basically working as staff to get in with.
I think Raine's working with Aoife. As her handler.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
All right, Raine, Aoife. All right. Good thing I asked. Okay, Zaitara, and so we're essentially dealing with your groups. Even the one person is a group. So we're potentially dealing with 4 groups. Okay. All right. So I am gonna start with Zaitara. You're probably the easiest. You're probably going to be making a beeline for, unless you want to do something beforehand. You have arrived at your scheduled time, or you can choose to arrive a little before your scheduled time to scope the place out before your performance.
Well, a performer must always know her stage, so she will show up early so that she can, assess the situation as needed. See how she needs to set up, those kinds of things. I mean, she would have sent specifications, but, still,
Yes.
gotta check the stage out, make sure that they followed all the bylines in the contract, and I only have some green M&Ms.
Right, exactly. Great. So,
That weird ask.
Well, really, it's the reason why those weird asks.
No,
are
I know.
there- Oh, okay.
I was, but yeah.
Gotcha.
okay. So your stage is in the upper right-hand corner. It's that red room right here. What particular specifications were you thinking about, other than lots of scarves?
Oh, yeah, just the usual that we would be set up, it's a nice boudoir kind of luxe. I'm not going for cozy, but boudoir-y, I guess is the best way to
maybe
put it.
a dim-ish light setting, perhaps.
Yeah,
Okay.
lots of velvets, those kinds of things. Dim mood lighting, flowers, candles, that kind of thing.
Okay.
So
Perfect. So while you were saying all these special specifications, and you're checking your place out, Jester, Jester Chip is the person who had set up your performance. Jester Chip is a human. He has dark jet black hair that's put into a very fashionable man bun. This man bun has a couple you believe to be crystals in his hair. They're made to look similar to diamonds, but you don't think they're diamonds. Maybe closer like to a cubic zirconia type of deal. Something that just catches the light. He's dressed very finely. With I keep bumping into this mic. With silks, were very intricately embroidered with golden thread. But the thing he tells you that your room is not that it's soundproof to the outside, but it is designed in a way, and he does point out some particular tapestries that it's designed to absorb noise. So like you won't hear things coming from the outside, and the outside won't really hear you guys.
That makes sense.
Yeah, this also is good for the room next door because they do have a private event booked next door as well. Apparently there is a...
Do tell.
Yeah, Jester mentions that a very famous diviner named Kaylin Crew, it will be next door.
Do I recognize that name?
You should recognize that name because she was
It's one of the people that you gave like serious side eye to
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
I knew that sounded familiar.
Yeah, you were very sus of this person.
Yes, very sus. Red is sus. Gotta vote him out.
But yeah, she is the very famous diviner astrologer that you ran into back at the Lavoie estate and the aftermath.
Okay.
But yeah, she will be entertaining a small cohort of nobility, Jester mentions.
Okay. That is good to know. Will our showtimes be up against one another, or will there be sufficient time in between performances where I might go enjoy her programming, so to speak?
I suppose if she has a number of nobles already booked ahead, but she has been known. This isn't the first time we've accommodated her. She has been known to squeeze in individuals here and there into her busy schedule. And if I'm correct, there is a generous intermission that we have booked for you here. So I don't see why you couldn't, or we can put in a word for you and let her know that you're interested.
I would most certainly appreciate that.
Okay. Yes, of course. Anything. So he makes a note of this. He has like this dark brown moleskin that he like materializes out of thin air and just begins penciling things down. Okay. I believe if everything's up to standard, we do have, and during the intermission, we will restock the whatever alcohol that has been consumed and whatever small bar snacks that have been depleted. Will there be anything else that you require, miss?
No, I don't believe so. Would you mind showing me to a room where I may prepare?
Oh, yes. Right behind here. So behind the stage, curtain off, behind the stage, there is a small-ish dressing room. It's pretty much like 15 by 15, but this is where a performer would get to relax and prepare and whatnot.
And that is what Zaitari will do until it is performance time.
All right, sounds good. Okay, we will rotate around to Raine. Well, it's 3 groups. I can't count. We will rotate around to Raine and Eve. Like, all right, who wants to come in first? I assume you guys. I'm making the assumption that you guys are coming at different times, but you can come all at once. The rest of you, if you do wish.
Separate times makes sense, I guess.
Okay.
So they don't associate us together for no good reason.
Okay.
I'm sure Tilda
yeah.
would be fashionably
Right.
late.
Of course. All right. So Aoife and Raine. So you waltz in. Of course, they did take Aoife's +2 whip. They will store it in the coat room behind the front desk. What's your plan?
You made a roll last time for me to keep my dagger, right?
Yes, you have.
A minimum 30 roll.
I just put daggers and then an infinity sign next to it at this point.
Excellent. Like, I don't even. Where did this one? I don't know. I just.
It's like that comic I shared last time, or was it? No, I just sent that to KK. That's right, and then Lynn posted it very conveniently after, where it's just the rogue has an armor of just daggers.
Yeah, that's your armor. I imagine.
Yeah, that's the order it went in.
So, what are you two doing? What's the plan?
I know Aoife. The plan with Aoife was she was gonna find the one game, and then go be a brat at the one game, and that one game is gonna be billiards.
Okay, billiards. You can probably in this establishment there are waiters and waitresses, going to and fro with, drinks like a customary casino setting would have. There also I keep bumping into this thing. I would have had you guys roll for this. I'll have Melanie, Tilda, and Theo roll when they come in. Zaitari, Aoife, Raine, please roll perception checks.
Perception.
Yeah, one moment.
Yep.
'Cause I'm so good at those. It should roll any time.
I figured.
I
know, it's rotary. I can start out with Raine and Aoife. Alright, Raine, Aoife, I am going to... So, your path to the billiards would probably be something like going... There we go. Will be going past the dance floor here, and billiards is straight over this way. So you would pass some of the card tables behind in this area. Hold on. You would pass some of the card tables here. You would pass the dance floor where you do see the fixed ancestors playing, and you would go this way. You do see that there is a fountain bar next to the dance floor over here. Zaitari, you would definitely see this because it is right past where you need to go. So, Raine, you're looking around. There are, amongst the waiters and waitresses who are all uniformed, wearing very nice, crisp white tops with black pants. You do see a couple other figures that are dressed very, not similar to them, but in uniform. Aoife, you also meant to see this as well. There are about, you two see about 3, what you assume, guards. Security, so to speak. Just walking around the establishment. Raine, because you are the master of hiding all of the daggers. There are a couple bumps and lumps in their coats and sleeves that you can probably make out they're packing as well, just in case things get out of hand. So sufficiently armed.
It's gonna get violent quick.
Yeah. There's ample drinking. People are losing money. It might happen. When you scan, so the dance floor is situated lower than, these areas around the dance floor, just a little bit. You do notice there are other individuals too. Both of you, Aoife and Raine, could also notice there's people on the upper levels scanning as well. It's not a hard roll to see they're also packing as well, but they're not packing daggers. They're packing rifles. Just in case shit goes down. So they're not as many of them, the riflemen, as the people probably packing melee weapons, but they are around.
We're sit up in Overwatch positions, kind of.
Yeah, exactly. Just in case they need to get involved. But you only spot maybe one or two, and they clearly have them out. As in, we're here. Don't do anything stupid. Alright. So those are the immediate threats you guys see. Zaitara, you did not see any of this.
I didn't see the guns.
You saw the guns, but you didn't see the security on the ground floor.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I'm definitely taking note of the guns, because I'm like, didn't Tegan tell me that he was the only person who did the gun thing? And I'm like,
Yes, they have those kind of guns. Okay, so that's what you see, and you are going to the billiards place. All right. By the way, no perception checks needed. This place is hopping. There are people everywhere. It's it's like Vegas. It's like a casino at Vegas. It's really, and not one of those outskirt casinos too, where we're talking about on the strip kind of deal. So there's people everywhere. It's a non-COVID casino.
Okay.
Oh.
I know, aren't we?
This is a fantasy, all right.
Yeah, there's not one mask in. Actually, that's a lie. There are people wearing masks, but not those kind of masks. Some are wearing the very pretty masquerade type of masks, just to look a little more mysterious. Okay. So the two of you head to the billiards area. As depicted, there are 4 very large billiard tables. Some people just want to look a little more mysterious. It's like how you go to a non-anime convention, but you still got them cat ears up. You do it because you can.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know why. Or you just come with your fursuit. I'm saying it's cool. It takes a lot of time, but this is a game convention.
It's for fashion.
It's fashion. Exactly. It's fashion. All right. Head to the billiards area. You do see there are 4 large billiard tables. There is an upper area here. There seems to be a small bar. There is a very elaborate. Well, there's a chandelier, a large chandelier, 2 small chandeliers, made out of. It's supposed to give more of that Western rustic feel. to the place, so it's not made out of like standard metal. We're talking about it's made out of antlers and cow skulls, because the centerpiece of this area is there is a large head mount. I'm trying to describe it. I should have saved the picture. Okay, so it is a mount that you'd assume a trophy of a deer would be on. But instead, there is a deer skull, and the deer skull's lower jaw is made out of 2 horns that are forming the mouth. And behind the deer skull, there are a mass network of antlers that form together to make a gigantic neck coming out of this wall mount. It's really weird, and it's really metal, and you don't know why it's there, but it's there. And it's like one of the first things you notice when you walk into this room, besides all the people smoking, playing billiards, that kind of thing. So once you're in the billiards hall, what would you like to do?
When we enter, I'm just gonna lean over and ask, how long do you want to stay here? Because like we can split up whenever. I can like dismiss you, or do you want to stay in here for a bit?
We'll stay in here for a little bit, and then you can get tired of me. I'll be fighting over you. So, is this really the proper place for us to be? And I just kind of look, like aghast at this place we're at, which is inappropriate.
It's totally fine. Daddy gave me an allowance, and this is what I'm spending my allowance on.
This is quite what he had in mind. But I suppose this will be a learning experience, geometry, and
I'm not gonna go to a casino and do like competitive embroidery for money. I'm gonna have some fun.
Fun. Gonna look vaguely worried and nervous.
I'm gonna try and find a table I can slide into the game in.
Okay.
Because I did, all my prep was get cute clothes, practice billiards trick shots. That was my whole prep lead up to this.
So you notice that 3 of the tables seem to be, a couple people shooting billiards, or a couple randos, so to speak. The 4th table in the upper right-hand corner seems to be constructed of individuals that seem to know each other very well, going up against another team. And it's very clear that they're playing the other team for money. You overhear, there's a couple people at the other billiards tables that are talking amongst each other, and you hear that they have a name. The name of this particular, and they're regulars. Yeah, you should talk about how much you guys want from the group funds.
We talked about this, and didn't we decide like a couple K?
I think so.
I think we decided on like 3 or something like that. I can't.
Yeah, let's say like 3.5 or 4.
I'll do 3.5 because I'm here to waste Daddy's money.
Okay.
I will win it all back.
I couldn't remember if we did it already or.
One of the nights we grilled Jared about how much the average bets were and stuff like that, and then we worked it out, and then of course no one like wrote it down. So
I'm gonna take it in platinum just for ease, and also that's way flashier.
True.
Sure.
Daddy only gives me platinum.
Yeah, is it chips or hard bets?
The pool table will take hard bets. The other tables will take chips.
Okay.
So the you find out the team name is Chalk is Cheap.
Ha.
That's what they call themselves.
Awesome. Okay.
And they're regulars.
Yeah.
I mean, it's clear from the rest of the pool tables that if you want to make a name for yourselves in this hall, you take on them, and if you can even stand toe to toe with them, you're already hot shit.
Okay. I'm gonna go watch their game for a bit.
Okay.
And pretend to be like really enamored by it. Like it's my first time really seeing someone play pool, and I've never seen it played like this before.
Okay. Sounds good. While you're doing that, Raine, what are you doing?
I'm gonna keeping an eye on everybody. I'm particularly looking for things like, because I know we're looking for criminal people that either people passing like signals,
Mm-hmm.
or like tattoos, or any, of course, thieves can't style talk,
Okay.
and kind of just under the guise of like I'm keeping an eye on everyone and being nervous around people.
Okay. Roll an investigation check. I'm going to give you so you're kind of like analyzing the people here. I'm going to say. Okay, fair enough. You do notice that one of those people, the like fairly uniformed, I'm just going to call them guardsmen, is in this room. There's just one of them. You also notice that he's been keeping an eye on a person at the end of the bar, behind all the billiards. A particularly drunk individual. He looks absolutely hammered. Probably he's been there all day, you think. Yeah. So
He's got a group worked out on that stool, you're saying?
Yeah. He's just this is his spot. There are a couple empty glasses around him. Every once in a while, when there is, when they when the rack is cracked, he pops up, he looks around, and then realizes there's nothing going on, and then he goes face back onto the bar table. And then you see the security just kind of shrug and continue his survey around the room.
Kind of like standard human.
Yeah, kind of like standard human. You do notice that the guards men are completely, other than like their head and neck, their body is completely covered in clothing. Hands are gloved as well, which must be kind of rough because this place, like the whole entire place, is slightly warm because of all the bodies.
Cool.
Warm bodies, like the movie?
Anyways.
Nay.
Moving along.
Moving along. We get to Melanie, Tilda, and Theo. You are coming in a little later than the first two groups. What are you guys planning on doing?
So Melanie will come in before and kind of make a show of like standing in her armor and kind of looking around and being like, looking back and being like, all right, it looks good. But like the bodyguard, kind of keeping an eye out.
Okay.
Oh, you're gonna be that bodyguard.
Make way.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not pushing people. I'm just like,
Anybody,
hey, anyone look stabby right now? No, no one
Anybody
looks stabby.
carrying any potions?
Exactly. Anyone I got a tackle?
Yeah, it's important, guys. Come on.
Listen, Lynn, we'll never let you forget that.
I am probably going to tackle at least 3 people before we leave here. All right.
I'm not even
I have a bag of holding inside my armor that has a sword in it. Okay, we're good to go. It might take me some work to get to the bag of holding. I'm not really sure.
I need Melanie, Tilda, and Theo will make a perception check. Theo's really tired, guys.
So is Tilda, apparently.
Theo rolled a 1.
A bodyguard.
Tilda rolled a 2.
Okay. Nobody's good. So the bodyguard, good thing you were hired to do this job. You do notice the armed, not the armed. You do notice the armed individuals on the higher level. You do notice their rifles. You hang around with Tegan. You know what they are. And they're not making any motion of hiding them.
Okay.
You do...
Are they wearing something that I would assume that they are like guards hired by the place, or are they just wearing like rego clothes?
They're wearing like a nice leather armor. And they all look like similar. So you assume, oh, they're guards people for this establishment. So it's clear that they have a similar dress. And you do notice there are people on the floor in similar dress, but they do not have rifles. You actually don't see any weapons on their person.
All right.
As far as you can tell. But you assume you make the assumption that they're probably muscle as well, if they're dressed very similar to the riflemen on top. So
I kind of make a mental note, but don't really like do anything.
So where to?
So I think Tilda and Theo are kind of playing the part of the, kind of trying to figure out how to word this.
Maybe like a couple out night of town or something?
A little of that, but
Okay.
also we're kind of silly nobles. That's
Carefree?
kind of like a little.
Okay.
Yeah. I think we're kind of playing that part up a little bit. Like not to a ridiculous amount that like if we know anybody here, they're going to be like, that's suspicious. But just kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Sort of downplaying our own like involvement in this.
Okay.
And trying to throw people off the scent of that it's like, no, we're just here having a good time.
Okay.
Before the baby comes.
Okay, I see what you're doing now. Okay. With that being said, I
think that's why we both missed the perception checks.
With that being said, was there any particular activities that you and Theo and Melanie in tow would like to do? I think our first stop is the dance floor. Okay, excellent. And there's plenty of seating if one gets tired after dancing on the dance floor.
Mm-hmm.
There is
but also we're the dance floor is kind of our chance to like check out to see if there's anyone suspicious around. That we maybe want to go investigate further. So like if there's somebody who's, I don't know, being suspicious and they're at this card table, then that's where we would go next. Or they're over here by the other tables,
Yep.
that
Yep.
kind of thing.
I can see that. Okay.
Okay.
While you two are cutting a rug, Melanie, what are you going to be doing?
I am standing on the edge of the dance floor and
Okay.
I'm watching
Okay.
carefully.
Cool. All right. So, when you get to the dance floor, the Fixed Ancestors are playing music that is a little different than what they were performing at the Lavoie estate. Several of their members are not present, but the ones that are present are playing some more traditional music that you'd be accustomed to at an establishment like this, especially songs that are made for dancing. And I would like you two, I'm going to roll for Theo, to roll performance checks for dancing.
Cool.
Does Tilda have disadvantage for being super pregnant?
I mean, not everybody is that clumsy when they're pregnant. I'm not going to make her roll at disadvantage. Some people are still very good at.
It's true.
Okay, awesome. I mean, Theo also rolled like a natural 18, so you guys are performing well.
We are in sync.
Yes, you are in sync. There are no toes being stepped on. It's pretty, it's pretty good. Now
I don't think we're all like I also think we're not like, we're not swing dancing or anything like that. With Tilda's big belly, we're doing dances that she can do.
Yeah. Damn it, KK. Anyways. So you guys are dancing. I will need another pair of not performance checks. Another pair of perception checks from you. This time you're doing as you're being spun around maybe a couple times, you guys are taking in the entire area just to see if you might know anybody or recognize anybody or see anybody that's suspicious. Melanie, I assume you're doing something similar by standing there and looking around.
Yeah, I'm keeping my eye out. I'm also keeping an ear out to hear any of the various names we might have been told.
Okay.
So, perception check?
Yes, please. Theo will do one as well. All right. Much better. Both of you.
Much better.
All right. Dancing. All right. So, I prepared this. So I have to flip back a few pages. Well, Melanie, good news for you. Apparently, Lori the Magnificent at the Hedgehog tables is performing magnificently. He's run 4 out of his 5 races so far this evening. So, odds are that he is the best hedgehog to bet on for the hedgehog races. So you hear that. You hear rumors that Michelle Ladant's 9th husband has recently passed away from old age. Isn't that surprising? I mean, they just recently got together. Yes, 9th. They just recently got together when Miguel was at the tender age of 89. But recently passed away. Who would have known? No, of course his wealth is currently being divvied up among his living relatives.
Including his wife, I assume.
Including his wife. His widow. His widow, yes. The poor dear. During your dancing, Theo points out something. It is over by the fountain bar area, or in this area.
Okay.
He points out that he recognizes two of the individuals sitting at that bar. It is two of the merchants he spoke to earlier in the week about the expanding and improvement of the roads through the duchy. Let me get their names. Anno and Cassius are their names, and they're currently by the fountain bar. He mentioned they're there. They look like they're having a good time. They're just It appears like they're just drinking and having a good old time. Maybe they could stop. You guys could stop by, say hi. Maybe they might have heard a rumor or two, being merchants that travel far and wide. So he makes that note is made. There is one more thing, Melanie, in particular, you hear that catches your ears. Apparently,
Is it? Never mind. I was just gonna say, is it the DM's husband in the background?
I didn't even hear. So the swamps at Godarn have always been very difficult to pass through, because they are swamps. It is just, even with the roads there, it is hard to get through them. They've been harder to pass through these several months, and this is a group of young men that have been talking. They look not as finely clothed as some of the nobles you have seen in this establishment. So maybe they're not nobles, but who knows? Maybe they're in disguise and they really are nobles. They're not. Their duds are not as fine. Yeah. So because of that, a lot of people have been opting to use the riverways to get through that area. However, it takes twice as much time. So a lot of people are not so keen on doing that, because more time to travel with goods means, the less goods you sell in a particular amount of time. But it's just been, they've been losing men, horses, that kind of thing.
I'm gonna walk that direction, just kind of like, meander over there and just kind of say like, I heard that you are having trouble in the swamps. Care to elaborate? This might be something that needs a sword.
Okay. And we will get right back with you once we go back to Zaitari.
Okay.
Zaitari. It is near... Are you back?
Oh yeah, I've been here.
Okay. Zaitari. It is near performance time. You are getting some individuals. Mostly, I am going to say probably 65% of them men. The rest,
Of course.
women. Yes, because of the nature of the performance. Can I get a performance check from you, please? You will probably pass this with flying colors, but I just want to see how bedazzled they are.
Don't jinx me. Also, I was going to ask before we moved on to the performance part of things. Can I have perused the guest list for this performance?
Yes, you can. All right. Going back to the other page. The guest list. Oh, you've also noticed that Jester has came back into the room. He's not engaging with you, but it looks like he's probably watching by the doorway to get like the first maybe few minutes of your performance before continuing on with his job.
Sure.
There we go. All right. On the guest list, there is. Let me actually type this out. I'm just gonna do the prominent names.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, that's, you don't need to do everybody. Just anybody that would catch my eye from who I know about that's important, and also who we're looking for. So.
And yeah, those are the most prominent names. The others you don't really recognize.
Okay.
I'll go through this list. Sir Gary the Younger is of Dighton. You probably heard his name in passing from Tegan. He is a minor lord in the Dighton area, particularly that of the Avundra district in the country. So somebody that his family used to associate with, but haven't in a very long time. Birdie Grimm is a name that is thrown a lot around the, how do I say, more underworld criminal parts. It's one of the names that has come up a few times when Thanik or his associates have been speaking to you.
Okay.
Baroness Gradolta of Robur catches your eye. I believe that you had wanted to... I need to look back on something. I'm sorry. Oh, where am I I'm looking at the wrong place. That's not the right place. It's also not the right place. Map. Turk. Yes. She is a political figure of the city of Turk in Robur. Something that you might be interested when you were doing some research about the relic of Shar. It's the last place it was seen. Charlene Page, you remember a particular woman gifting a horse to Melanie. That being Charlene, Lady Lavoie's friend. Those are their names you immediately recognize.
Okay. And for the performance, you know, just to give myself a little bit of luck, as they say, I will cast Enhanced Ability on myself for
Okay.
Charisma. I may have a plus 15, but you know what? I do not want to jinx it. Soon as it lets me actually click it.
It's fine. We all know how Roll20 can be.
Well, it's more so. Oh, there we go.
Okay, you're fine.
Uh,
It is a.
I switched to using Firefox. That's what I was trying to think of.
Ah, okay. All right. It is a very sensual, beautiful performance to start out with. And you are. This is kind of like a. Is this like a kind of like a? I want to say, it's not boudoir.
Burlesque?
Burlesque.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a burlesque.
This is intended to be like a burlesque performance.
Is this like a burlesque sword dancing thing, or is this a pure burlesque kind of thing?
So I'm gonna start just with like a sword dancing thing for the first half, and then on the second half, I'm gonna do like a scarves burlesque dance.
Okay.
So it's kind of like a sexy sword dance, and then a sexy dance.
Okay. Cool. Double the sexy dance.
Yes.
With 2 X's. Okay.
3. Ooh.
3. Okay. Awesome. All right. You have the room enraptured. Juster is, watching you for a few minutes. Kind of gives like a nod of approval to see everything is going rather well. Takes a glass of wine and leaves the room to do whatever his job is.
While I'm dancing, I will give, like, you know how, like, when dancers come down off the stage and kind of do, like, that teasing thing?
Yep,
I'm going to pay particular attention to Birdie Grimm.
Okay. When you get up close, because the area is kind of dim, now you can get a closer look at her features. Birdie Grimm is an older woman. I'm going to say probably human. Probably around her early 50s. She's kind of got the salt and pepper hair. You do see she does have like pretty like deep crow's feet around the eyes. Even though she is pretty heavily make-upped, you do see underneath her like underneath her foundation, you see there are deep scars running through her cheeks. You see the indentions there, and she has this pretty. If I had to describe this woman as a animal, I would probably describe her as a vulture, because she's kind of got that hook beak nose thing going on, and yeah, she looks intimidating, but right now she's pretty relaxed.
Okay.
And she's roll an insight check.
Sure. I'm just gonna do it like this so that it doesn't take 12 years.
All right. She seems to be enjoying the show. But you do get the sense that she is kind of also studying you. Like, she's not letting her guard down.
Okay.
During your teasing, do you touch her at all?
I would try to very lightly do like the shoulders, but nothing else.
Okay. I don't know.
Not
So-
like anything like a massage or anything, but just kind of like
Like a
going on
light
the back of the
brush.
chair and like that kind of thing. Yeah.
Okay, just a light brush. Okay.
Yeah.
Give me a quick perception check then for that. You're not
Sure.
doing any like investigation. It's just I want to see if you notice something.
I mean, even if I did roll an investigation check, it would be the same as built to +4. So. It's working on it. I should have just put it in. But... Oh, hey, nice.
All right.
Cool.
She's running. She's a little like she must be a little chilly or something because she is like the brief touch you have of her is kind of like it's kind of cold. Kind of if you touched like a clammy hand. That's the feeling you have when you like just lightly brush her shoulder.
Sus. Okay.
That's all.
Okay.
All right. So you are doing your sexy dance.
Yes.
We are going to go back to we're going to go back to Aoife and Raine. You are I know Aoife is observing chalk is cheap. Raine, you are currently looking around the room. I want you. So I'm going to like during this time you're letting Aoife do her thing. I want you to give me an investigation check. You've probably been here for about... Okay. I gotta check one thing. Oh. Okay.
Oh.
All right.
I don't like that.
Raine, you are, watching around, looking around, assessing the room, and you notice that there was one guardsman here. There was one security guy here. There's now two, and you don't know where he came from. It's like he materialized out of. You didn't catch you didn't catch him walking through a door or anything of that nature, or come from behind a bar. He just seemed to have materialized, and now he's there.
Be paying attention to anything in particular.
I will, let's see. He does, linger on, he goes from the billiards table that Aoife is watching, with the team, and takes a cursory glance around the room. Eyes fall back on you and Aoife, but it's only probably a couple seconds, and then he goes back to the rest of the room. The other security guard hasn't done anything. He's just watching. Being the good guardsman he is.
I see, at the bar, I'm asked for a tonic water or something.
Okay.
Something for my nerves and.
Okay.
Keep watching.
All right. Sounds good. Aoife, you've been watching for a while. What exactly are you watching for?
I'm mainly trying to establish that I'm very interested in whatever they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna see if maybe they're doing any kind of using any kind of tricks or something to try and get a leg up on whoever is going against them, or if it's just talent.
Okay. Interesting. All right. So I would ask. So, I will do an investigation check. I would do... Since there are 4 members, I will give you an investigation check for each one. Since you're like really focused on them. I want you're probably I'm going to let you analyze each one.
Okay. Only got a +1 to investigation. It never goes well.
It's fine. Okay, so the first person that you are watching is you've heard him be referred to as weirdly enough the Mr. Pockets Billiards. His name is Willie, but you've been overhearing that this is what his like pool nickname is.
Okay.
And he seems like he's going off pure skill for all you can tell. He's got some really good trick shots. He's not belting them out. He's not a show off. Probably of the 4 players, he's pretty much like he like if he was in a comedy, he'd be the straight man.
Okay.
Yeah. The woman next to him, another human. These 4 are all human.
Okay.
She's known as Dorothy. You catch from somebody else that her last name is Wise. So Dorothy Wise. She doesn't have a nickname. It's kind of hard to see what she's... If it's really skill, a lot of it you think it's mind tricks with her. Like, she does a lot to... She seems to, like, shake... She's good, but she seems to shake up her opponent a little bit. You're not sure if it's magic. You're not sure if it's just her, like, personality or her words. It's clear when she's playing somebody, she shakes them up.
Okay.
The 4th person is Ray Martin. He goes by the name Cool Cat.
Hey, you cool cats and kittens.
And like his name suggests, if Willie is the straight man, this guy is the guy who actually never loses his cool. Like you've there's been a couple people like jabbing at him, but he just like you don't know whether he's like superbly drunk and doesn't give a shit, or if this is just the way he always is. He hasn't really gone up and played much. He's just kind of been hanging around the background, making idle chit chat with people. You haven't seen much of his skill. He does rack up the balls for a couple people, but other than that, he doesn't really play. He just lets the other 3 do it.
Okay.
The last person you clock is a woman named Vicky. She appears to be this one appears to be half elf. She's the only half elf. Now that you've got a better look at her ears, she was just hiding them with her pretty long hair. Goes by Diamond Vic, and she's an odd one.
If this was an 80s like teen comedy movie. She's the weird one who sits at the back of the class that they pull in last minute as a ringer for like the tennis game or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, she's good. But she's more flashy than Willie is. She tends to do like the impressive trick shots, the 2 holes into like, 2 balls into in one shot. She's even gotten 3 balls in one shot.
Okay.
Which is pretty impressive to the room. To you, this might be a little more to her technique, but you're not sure.
Okay. Yeah, because my plan is to, once there's kind of a pause in their games, kind of step up and be like, gee golly, guys, you're real impressive. Do you think maybe you could have a match with me just so I could like learn some stuff from you? And try and get one of them maybe to play me for free or for like a really low bet, so I can get a better idea of them.
Okay. Yeah. No doubt. There eventually does come a lull. Eventually they do beat like a lot of the newcomers who come into the pool hall. A lot of the people that are here, the ones that you can tell that are regulars, are like, yeah, we're not fucking with them. We know what they're about. I mean, they want to go home with some amount of monetary value in their pockets.
Yeah.
So there is eventually a lull, and some of them start, playing against each other. Cool Cat and Dorothy are just kind of like chilling out with like glasses of what look like to be bourbon, just like chatting it up. The area is it's very relaxed. So.
I'm able to get drinks here, right? Like,
yeah.
Okay.
And you, especially you, would notice, because now that you're starting to get drinks, drinks are very significantly discounted here. I mean, it's still like a classy joint, but like a lot of drinks that you think were going to be like pretty high priced aren't as expensive as you think. Like, at most you're paying like for the really good stuff like 5 silver a glass.
Okay.
But like,
I'm still going for like the cheap stuff.
Yeah, cheap stuff. You just like, like 6 copper. Yeah.
I would say normally, like at really high end, well, even like if you're on the strip in casinos, they just give you drinks for free so long as it's not like top shelf liquor or anything.
Yeah, that's exactly kind of like the mindset. Like the the drinks are cheaper here because they want people to gamble more here.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're inebriated, then you're gonna make bad decisions.
And you're gonna spend more money.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm only gonna get 1 drink to start with because I can't get drunk. But I don't want people to know that yet.
Okay. Yeah. Fair.
So I'm just gonna be having the 1 drink, and when there's that lull, I'm gonna go up to him and kind of play like the fangirl thing and be like, "That was so cool. My dad never lets me do stuff like this. If one of you play a game with me, just I get a taste of it."
Is there anybody particular you're hedging towards?
Straight man Willie.
Okay, straight man Willie.
He seems the most honest and forthcoming.
Okay.
And most likely to take pity on a 16-year-old and scam him out of money.
Like Willie looks at you, and him, and he looks at Dorothy, looks at Vic, looks at Ray, and he's like, sure, come on, and he one of the pool tables looks like it's clearing out a game, so he'll take you to the one that's right below the one they were playing at, and he'll shoot a couple games with you, and you can get a clearer picture of what he's about.
Yeah, so. I'm not trying to win necessarily, but I'm also not trying to look totally incompetent.
Okay. I'm going to say when we get back to you, this is going to be a mix of dex. So I'm going to ask you to make 3 checks just to see how well you do. I'm going to ask you to do a dex check. I'm going to ask you to make a intelligence check just to see what you can calculate at what angles you can shoot balls in.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last check I'm going to ask you to make eventually is a wisdom check, and just to see what you've learned. I want to see how quickly you can pick up things. So I'll ask you to do that in a minute. I'm going to go back to Tilda, Melanie, and Theo. So, Melanie, where we last left off, you have waltzed up to this small group of youngins. Oh, youngins compared to you guys. Or compared to you, because you're like a half-elf. So you're like older already. Kind of. Sort of. I make that assumption. Are you here? Are you...
What? Me?
Yeah.
Sorry, I kind of like... I don't know where I was. Alright, yes, I'm
What-
here. I asked that person how the swamp was, and if I could stab something.
Okay. Like, one of the young men looks at you. He looks like he's human. It looks like he's like early 20s, and he's like, do I know you? Can I help you? Mostly kind of giving that look like, do I know you?
It's Melanie to open.
He looks a little flustered, and he puts out a hand to shake. Daniel Green, I guess. Yeah, what?
Yes?
So, yeah, you want to stab something? In the swamp?
I've been trying to keep an open ear to check for any mishaps that could involve travel. You said that travel through the swamps was difficult. Can you give me more details?
He looks at the rest of the group. He looks back at you. Yeah, sure. He plucks off a drink off of a waitress's tray as he's telling you. Yeah. So my uncle, Leopold. My uncle Leopold, he's a merchant that used to travel to and fro into Gadar, and sometimes he goes to the edge of the wilds to pick up some things that only are found in the jungles there. Yeah, he's been having a lot of trouble, like, finding people to get his things through the country. Southern part of the country in particular. Because of the swamps. He's lost one caravan, like, in total. Like, gone. Dropped off the map. We found a horse. It wasn't alive.
When did all this stop?
The one caravan he sent he lost about, I think it's about like 3 months ago at this point. He'd been hearing things about it before then, a couple months before then, but he didn't think anything of it, and he said, one of his regulars out there with a pretty dependable guide, and then they only found half a horse. Didn't even find the goods either. Thought it was like lizard folk,
Interesting. Well, thank you for the information.
No problem.
And I just walk away.
Okay, he looks very confused.
That's fine.
Yeah, pretty much. Tilda and Theo, so you are dancing. I'm also gonna see. I also have to say what you see, Tilda, because I mentioned that Theo saw his old merchant buddies at the bar near the fountain. Who do you see? Let us go back to the list of people here. Oh, come on, Dropbox. Come on, Dropbox. Okay. Okay. So there is one person that you recognize, just doing a little cursory glance around the establishment. And it takes you you have to double take at first. And you haven't seen her in a while, but you think over here in this area, directly north of the dance floor, in that really couch lounge cushy area, you spot Princess Alyssa with who you believe is her fiance, Lord Noah.
Okay.
There are a couple of their own bodyguards around them, but they're drinking. They look like they're having a good time.
Okay. I will point that out to Theodric as well.
Okay. Yeah, Theodric says we definitely have to say hi to them. Yeah, it's been a while since we've seen her. Should be good to catch up. Are you feeling tired?
That's a difficult question because Tilda's fine, but Ro is not. But no. I'm all right. I mean, we could take a break from
Okay.
the dancing.
Okay. Would you
Say hello to our future liege.
Of course. So you guys get off the dance floor. Do you signal to Melanie at all?
Yes.
Okay. Melanie, they're trying to get your attention.
I follow them at a respectful distance.
Okay. Sounds good. You approach the lounge area, and Melanie, you now see this too. It is Princess Alyssa, and you don't know Actually, you did a lot of studying. So I am going to ask you to roll a history check.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's her fiance.
Cool.
Lord Noah Pascal Kalin, son of the Speaker of the House of Nobles in Gandharn.
Important person then. Gotcha.
Important person, and the princess's fiance.
With a capital I and a capital P.
I should tackle this person.
Oh god.
No.
Yeah.
That is the exact opposite of what you should do.
I heard
Which
what you could
possible.
do.
No.
I don't tackle
I
anyone.
mean, go ahead, Melanie. Get killed by the royal guards. See if I can.
No, I'm good. I will not do so.
Shattuck is left with one mom.
Raine goes on the royal family killing spree.
Oh, yeah,
Yep.
Why the royal family killing spree? Just killed all the royal guards. They're the ones
that actually does
took
make more sense.
your beloved.
Yeah, that makes logical sense. Retribution has to be overabundant. Things get.
You guys get a little close. The guards notice you guys approach, and you see Alyssa. She just like waves at you, and looks. You can read lips, Tilda. She said, "Oh, it's fine. It's fine. It's just Lady Matilda." And she the guards like part to their respective sides, and she's like, "Matilda, please come sit. It's been so long. You remember Noah?" And Noah, waves. Hello.
Obviously, Tilda and Theo curtsy and bow respectively, and then come over to sit.
All right. They also invite you to sit, Melanie.
I give a slight bow in my armor, but I don't want to just fall all the way over and clatter everywhere. So it's a small bow, but not rude, just not deep. But I will remain standing.
Okay. She recognizes that.
This is one of our barons, or one of our knights rather, Sir Melanie Tuoven.
I was there when she was knighted.
Yes, at our wedding.
Yes, I remember that. How are you doing? How is knighthood treating you?
Very well, thank you.
Very good. And Lady Matilda, how are you doing? First of all, again, we received my congratulations, but personally, congratulations. How are you doing, my dear?
Well, being several months pregnant, being on the tail end of that is stressful. But Theodric he thought we could use a night out, and I agreed. So here we are.
You do need these kind of nights. Oh, you look wonderful. Radiant, of course, glowing. All like you are the picture of,
maternal health.
Exactly.
The picture of pregnant.
The picture of pregnant.
Pregante.
Pregurnant?
Pregurnant. You all get how you get pregnant? Oh, Jesus.
It will live on forever.
Fucking love that video.
Yeah, and Lord Noah also gives very similar compliments to you.
Have we met Lord Noah before, or
you and Theo have probably met him in passing. There was an announcement when Princess Alyssa was engaged. And there was, there was a big engagement party. Lord Noah was there. But there were there's so many nobles at like these large engagement parties that there's always so many people he can talk to. And he probably he did speak to you, and probably spoke to Theo and his dad and your parents and so on, etc. But it was probably not a very long conversation. But what you do know of him is that, he is the son of the current speaker of the House of Nobles in Gadarn. They have a two-house system, very similar, like the UK system. In this case, the House of Commoners and the House of Nobles. His dad speaks to the House of Nobles for now until he is voted out. But he's still technically a lord in.
So basically, he's like Mitch McConnell's son right now.
He's not. He's
Like, I'm trying to not to
pretty much.
not to besmirch Lord Noah's father, but
Well, I'm just now assuming that Lord Noah looks like a turtle.
oh,
He does not look like a turtle.
I mean,
Anyway.
turtle is one of the nicer ways of describing what Mitch McConnell looks like.
I always thought
It really is, yeah.
I thought Keebler elf, but
Yeah.
I digress. But similar, yes, similar standing.
Okay.
He is. How do I put this? So I'm not gonna mince words here. Princess Alyssa, because her training with the Sisterhood of the Bold.
Mm-hmm.
Princess Alyssa is jacked. She's real jacked. Like, she's not as jacked as Melanie, but she's like, if Melanie didn't have a belt, or all those pluses to like her strength score, they could probably throw down. Lord Noah is not jacked. Lord Noah looks a little more on the from what you've
Skinny
heard
side?
the skinny side, kind of lanky. He is more of the bookworm type, I suppose. He's, raised to be a politician, raised to be a great debater. So yeah, Alyssa significantly more jacked. I mean, she could easily bench Noah.
Mm-hmm.
Probably with one hand. But that's neither here or there. So they do make kind of like...
by the way, is Alyssa wearing a wig here, or is she? If I remember correctly, she actually has a shaved head.
Yes, she does. It's grown out a bit since the last time you've seen her. It's kind of like...
So she's got that crew cutty kind of hair at the moment.
It's a little longer than that. It's approaching... I hate to describe it this way. It's approaching K-pop boy band status hair. Like that kind of wavy, like short hair. Some of the Korean boy bands have. Yeah, it's getting to that stage.
Okay.
I guess anime protagonist hair, and well, it's not colorful.
Is it spiky?
That's spiky. It's kind of like styled
because that's what I think.
It's kind of like
it's fluffy hair.
Fluffy, yeah, perfect. It's fluffy. She's fluffy.
Okay.
But she has grown it out a little bit.
So it's not a wig then. It's
not
her
a wig.
Actual hair,
it's her actual hair. She's kind of she's a dirty blonde too. But yeah, she hasn't lost any muscle mass, for sure. She may have gained.
Would not expect her to.
Yeah, she may have gained actually. Bulking season. Anyways, so yeah, they starts talking with you. Is there anything in particular you wanted to talk to her about?
Well, why she's there, is like my first kind of. I mean, I wouldn't come out and be like, so why are you here? You know, it's more subtle and tactful than that. I just don't have brain capacity for it this week.
Okay, that's perfectly fine. She gets the hint. She's a princess. She's been trained in this, and she's like, Noah is currently staying over at the palace for a while, so we thought we would go out for the night. We booked like a couple weeks in advance just to make sure we had the appropriate and motions to the security around her guards. And it's a relaxing night, very
Are
similar
her guards
to you.
like any bigger than her, or are they pretty much like just the same size?
They're the same size.
Okay.
Like you guys know that Alyssa can probably take care of herself. It's maybe the guards are probably for show at this point.
I mean, I think the guards are probably for Noah at this point.
Yeah. And numbers. Numbers help too.
Numbers help, yeah.
But yeah, she's pretty much out here for a relaxing night. They participated in a few hedgehog races. Unfortunately, that didn't pan out for them so well.
When I hear this, I just kind of like deadpan look at her and be like, I heard good things about Glory the Hedgehog.
Glory the Marvelous, I believe.
She was splendid. Unfortunately, I have a soft spot for the underdogs. So I bet some of my gold on Herman, Herman the underdog, because I was hoping he'd win.
It should have been Herman the Underhog, don't you think?
Maybe we should tell them they should use that.
Melanie's I'm being scary facade cracks at the pun.
Unfortunately, poor little Harmon didn't win, so he did not get the extra mealworm tonight.
Oh.
Yeah. But
a shame.
But Noah was splendid at Queen's Ransom. She kind of drops the hint that that Noah's pretty good at card counting. Just yeah. So Herman kind of like smiles and blushes a little at the compliment. Roll an insight. The three of you. I'm rolling for Theo.
Insight.
Melanie, everybody's having a good time. Everybody's pretty relaxed. Tilda, Noah he's trying not to show it that much, but you have a 31 freaking insight. Noah is completely smitten with Alyssa. He is totally they had announced their engagement a year ago at this point. So it's been a long engagement.
Okay. Can I also ascertain what Alyssa's feelings are towards Noah?
Okay. Alyssa's feelings towards Noah. She really likes him too.
Okay.
She seems to really enjoy his company. Alyssa is clearly the more extroverted of the two.
Oh yeah.
And she knows she's very playful, and and Noah's they are opposites. That's clear, but they complement each other well.
Okay. So does Alyssa treat Noah more like a buddy rather than a romantic interest? I'm far too concerned with the...
No, it's fine. I'm trying to think. Alyssa seems to treat him like a really good friend, but you do see little hints of she'll brush her hand on his arm.
Okay.
Yeah, that kind of thing. Little
so she is flirting with him.
Yeah, little subtle sprinkles and drops of affection. You don't know. It probably is. They're in a more public place. Right. I mean, they're not trying to be she's not trying to be overly affectionate, but she's
But yeah, okay, there's affection there.
Mhm.
Okay, got it. Cool.
And Alyssa says, and then I proceeded to spend our winnings and try to bet on Drago, the fierce hedgehog. He was a little too fierce and did not make it to the end of the race.
What does that even mean? Like he bit somebody?
He tried to go after one of the other hedgehogs.
Oh goodness.
Yeah.
Did at least that hedgehog win?
No, they were stuck at the finish line, and Gloria the Magnificent won the race.
Oh, okay. I understand.
So, I think we're at a net loss of how much, dear? And Noah says 352 gold pieces and 6 silver.
A terrible, terrible waste of the country's finances.
More like the Gadarn's finances. And Noah's like, oh well.
Still, I think both countries will recover.
Oh yes. Alright, so you guys are conversing, having a lovely conversation with them. So Itori, we are doing more dancing. Yay. Alright, so was there anybody else you wanted to like cozy up to?
Not really. I just wanted to focus on the one person during this part, and then I'll make my special pick during the
Next
performance after
Okay.
the intermission.
I would like you to roll one more perception check for me, please.
Sure thing. That sounds about right.
Yeah. You think everybody's enjoying the performance?
They fucking better be.
Yep. Okay. I need to take a bathroom break. I'll be right back.
Okay.
I shall take this opportunity to feed the dog, so she does not die of hunger. Did you hear that, doggo? Doggo. Do you want pupper supper? Let's go eat dinner.
I mean, you don't even have to unplug or anything.
I know, I can just walk downstairs.
Yep.
I will eventually start getting weird beeping sounds instead of people, but you know.
So how's everybody else's week been?
Fucking long as shit.
Tired.
Hmm.
Been tired all week.
Yep. Tired and busy.
Oh god, I'm so busy.
We've got open enrollment right now, but
Oh,
we're transitioning to a different benefit system, and then on top of that, Chase Bank. I only threw out the name because that way you know it's not a small bank. Had some sort of issue with their direct deposits, and none of our employees got their paychecks on time that had Chase Bank.
Oh no.
Yeah, so we had a ton of people calling being like, where's my paycheck? And we're like, what are you talking about? We sent it to the bank. And they're like, I don't have it. It's always a awkward conversation.
Yeah, I wonder who got fired for that. At Chase.
I don't know. It was a lot of people that didn't get it, so it must have been like a system issue, not just a branch.
Oh no, I know that, but like I wonder if if there was like something that was being pushed out, like some update or anything like that, that caused the error.
maybe, I don't know. It seems like it would be a really dumb thing to push an update on like a Wednesday or Thursday, but they might have, or there might have just been. I mean, maybe they got DDoS too. I mean, I wouldn't put it past somebody to fuck with a bank's system.
Can be any number of things.
Yeah, I don't know if we ever found out. Also, all of the phone calls to and from the benefit system we use now sound like old record players, like the dirty record where it like has little scratch sounds on it, and it's really annoying. And it keeps on the line, so they transfer an employee to us, and it still sounds that way through the whole conversation.
Oh Lord.
Ugh.
It's awful. It's been like 3 days, and they can't figure out what's happening. Like no one can fix it.
Oh no.
I've had 2 that were so bad. I'm like, I know that you're from Willis Towers Watson, and you're just gonna have to call back. I got nothing. I cannot understand a word you're saying. All right, that's my rant.
Okay, I'm back. All right. So Zaitari.
I'm taking a picture of Coda because he's nesting in his heated bed.
Okay.
Share the pic.
That is what I am doing.
So sweet.
And away it goes.
Hello, buddy.
He says hello.
I wish I could get a heated bed. Ketchup would just pee in it.
Oh. That's a bummer.
I know.
Do you want a heated bed for you or for the cat?
For the cat.
Ah.
He would just pee in it. So sad.
That's extra warmth, right?
Until it isn't.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's temporary.
All right, Zaitari. All right, so you're not doing any more close up. So it's probably getting close to your intermission.
Mm-hmm.
So what did you want to pop up next door or what?
If I can, I will pop over next door. If they were able to work me in or whatever it was that needed to happen.
Okay.
I was gonna say, but if not, then I was going to retire to my room and see if anybody wanted, you know, a chat or whatever. You know what I mean?
Okay. As you're like walking out, to say if they were able to pencil you in, Charlene pretty much just like comes by and just compliments you on a superb performance so far. You know, super, you know, you did great. That's about it. You do catch, like, she is pretty heavily perfumed. So you just get this waft of lavender as she like walks off after congratulate, like, you know, telling you that it's a superb performance so far. Okay.
From where Tilda and our little group are we able to see people coming and going from Zaitari's area?
It's a little more difficult because they would have to get up. Hold on. They would have to go up the staircase. And then, yeah, so it's a little difficult to see past the piano and then going to there. So
Mel will try to keep herself in an area where she can at least see a little bit of the comings and goings from that area, just to make sure there's nothing crazy suspicious. But she's not going to be like obvious about it. I'm not going to stand on the table for it.
Okay, that's good. That sounds good. All right. Mallory, the person that is manning the front of the door to Kaylin's room, waves you over to get your attention and says that Juster spoke to them earlier, and they do, you know, Kaylin can see you. They kind of tried to time it during your intermission since Juster knew, you know, what your intermission time was.
Yeah.
So she is you are allowed to see her if you want.
I absolutely will.
Okay. When you enter the room, The ambiance of the room is very similar to your own. Probably with less scarves and pillows. There is a table, a small table centered in the room, very similar to what is depicted. Instead of that long like couch in the back, there's more chairs for seating. In the center of the table, there's a crystal ball. There's some what looks like to be tarot cards, a myriad of different colored crystals. You see tucked away at the side of the table, it looks like to be some star charts. And there is nobody else in the room except for a guardsman, and he's just like standing by the doorway as he's like opening the door to let you in, and then he steps outside. But you can tell that he's by the door after he closes it.
Okay.
And Kylan says, "Hello, Miss Itari. I heard that you wanted to speak with me or to have an appointment."
Yes. I believe that we got off to a bad start back at the party before, and I do apologize for being so curt. It was just, a very long night.
Of course, very long nights. Some individuals that passed. Yes, Kylan's the mom. Jennifer is the daughter. Yes.
Oh, this is the person that was a dick to you?
Though the daughter was a dick.
Yeah, the daughter was the dick.
Oh, this is the daughter.
Mallory was no. This is the mother, who Mallory was a dick to.
Yes.
Or Zaitari was.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah. So if you you wanted to speak with me, what can I do for you?
Well, I don't know. I've heard that you're renowned for your services and your readings, so I was curious.
Typically, a lot of my clients come to me with, like the dates of their birthday, the times of their birth, or the estimation of when they'll have a child born, or, some of them want their palms read, or a tarot reading, or some of them want me to try to look into their future. It really depends on... Usually these are planned ahead of time, and usually I can do spontaneous readings, but it depends on what you'd really be seeking, actually.
Well, I think a tarot reading might suffice. There is an individual that I am looking for, and maybe the cards will point me in the right direction.
Okay. Sure. I think we can do that. She'll hand you the deck, and she's like, I would like you to shuffle these a few times. We're just going to do, since, I know you're here during your intermission, so we don't have too much time. We'll do a simple reading, and maybe the simple reading can guide you to to the person that you're looking for.
Wonderful. I'll take the cards and shuffle them a couple of times, concentrating on the two names we got out of that.
Oh.
You okay?
I'm gonna guess the dog did something.
Oh, she licked me in my mouth.
Ew.
Oh.
Oh,
she
Beans. You.
She loves you.
I was petting the cat, and I was sitting down here just giving the cat pets, playing tug with the dog, and she just came over and looked in my face and just licked my mouth. Oh, it's so gross. Your breath tastes real bad.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'll shuffle the deck, thinking on the two names that, what am I trying to think of? We had gotten from something words, the Speak with
stone
Ned.
and smoke and whatever.
Yeah, like from the Speak with Dead. I can't remember. Mallory can't remember the names.
The
Zaitari would know them.
Eater of Dreams, or
Yeah,
Death
whatever those
Swamp.
cryptic people that we're looking for, which is also why we're here. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Darren?
Yeah,
Okay.
I know exactly who you're looking for.
I'm like, please help me.
Okay.
Must I need to go on?
Alright, so she's gonna spread once you're done shuffling the deck, she's gonna put the cards in a, she lays the cards out in a half circle. And she tells you to start, pulling out cards. And once you've done pulling out she's gonna ask you to pull out 4 cards. And once you're done pulling them out, she will let you know the cards. So the cards you pull out are the Reverse Magician, the Reverse Fool, where is it? Just add it. The Upright Empress, and the
Death.
reverse death.
Oh, Jesus.
So she
Death
starts.
isn't necessarily a bad thing.
Death
I know,
is usually
but-
not too bad. But typically reverse cards don't mean great things, and 3 of your 4 are.
Yeah.
So she starts with explaining what each card means. Typically, the Reverse Magician means trickery. The first words that'll come out from the Reverse Magician are trickery, illusions, and out of touch. The Reverse Fool usually means recklessness, taken advantage of, and inconsideration. The Upright Empress usually means motherhood and aligns with motherhood, fertility, and nature. And the Reverse Death means fear of change, or holding on, or stagnation, or decay. So she's looking at these cards, and she's just says, well, this. She just frowns at all of this. So, the person that you don't have to say anything to me. I'm trying to interpret what these cards mean, other than the general, like, the main meaning they already, like, typically mean. I feel, and just getting a feeling from this reading, I need you to, Zaitari, I need you to just roll a perception check for me. As she's, like, looking at these cards.
What about an insight check?
You could write an insight check, too. Roll both, actually.
Alright, this is the insight check.
Okay. Okay, cool.
Fucking, of course, it managed to be higher on the perception check.
I'm gonna use both.
Yeah.
Insight-wise, what are you trying to get from her?
I was going to actually say that, like, when she said, you don't have to say who you're looking for, I was going to say the names of the people that I had in mind and see what her reaction was.
Okay. Alright.
I mean, she might just be confused by the word salad that is their name.
This is true, because they are very cryptic. They're more like titles than names, but, you know.
I I know we started on the wrong foot, but just looking at the set of cards that you just pulled out, I don't know whether all I can really say is I just have the feeling that something has already happened. And what happened is related to these cards.
Interesting.
I just feel like whoever you're trying to meet is... Whoever you're trying to meet will probably make their presence soon, but not in a way you want.
I mean, that makes sense, considering who we think we're looking for, so...
This one, and she puts her finger on the the upright Empress card. This one confuses me the most because the other three are similar to each other, but this one kind of stands out. I'm having a real difficult time seeing how this one, how the Empress associates with the other three. But I feel like this, even though this is different from the others, I feel like this is the focal point.
And what do you think it means?
I think... So during this time, while she was giving you this reading, the candles in the room seem to dim a little. And it gets just a little cold, just slightly colder.
Imposter.
Yes, upright Empress does mean fertility, motherhood, and nature typically. I feel like the Empress is the focal point, and I'm feeling this is going to be the main driving force. This is... I'm not sure what else to tell you. I'm not... Usually when I do a reading, usually I get a lot more, but I'm not getting as much as I want.
That's unfortunate.
Tilda, your baby's a black dragon.
Stallion that'll mount the world.
Oh
my
no!
God.
I just give birth to an egg.
Ah!
Now you gotta sit on it for a while.
Oh, that'd be awful.
It would be awful.
She says, I apologize, I can't tell you anymore.
Was there anything that I got out of the insight and other check that I did?
She seemed...
If you did say it, my brain apparently decided to block
it's
it
okay. When she flipped over to cards and she started like really looking at them, this color started kind of draining from her face.
Okay.
Like as if she's saying, like it's very clear that she can't like interpret them anymore for you. That you think she's telling the truth about.
Okay. But is there more that she wants to talk to me about?
It just seems like she's trying to play this off. It looks like she knows this is bad. Like this is real bad.
Yeah. My dear, if you are trying to hold back on this reading for me, please, You do not have to worry about offending my delicate sensibilities if this means something bad is going to happen. I want to know what they say.
I can't tell you any more about the cards, but if we're being honest, this is, I just feel something bad is going to happen. I'm sorry.
That does not, as I said, that does not particularly surprise me. I'm quite used to danger, and
Okay.
honestly, it's not like I was really expecting good news or anything by this. So, typically when you go looking for somebody, they tend to not want to be found, so...
True.
It's not like I was here coming for some love reading or asking about some baby or some such nonsense like that.
I suppose. Was there anything else I could do for you?
No, I do not believe so. But if you have any interesting characters that happen to stop by your table, I certainly wouldn't mind hearing about them.
I will keep that in mind. Also, I wanted to apologize for my daughter's behavior to you that night.
Oh no, it's quite alright. I was being a bit bitchy myself, so...
Still, you saved us, and... Jennifer... She had a very difficult time adjusting that night. She lost a few friends.
I might imagine.
So... she was not in the best of states, and I did not help the situation, so I'm sorry we got off on the wrong foot.
It's quite alright. No apologies necessary. As I said, it was a very taxing night, and I'm sorry for her loss.
Well, I suppose I shouldn't keep you any longer from your performance. I suppose it's starting up pretty soon, so,
Oh, it's quite alright. I am the main attraction. If I'm a little bit late, they can wait.
I suppose so. Well...
Speaking of, if you do have time, do feel free to stop by.
Maybe I will. Thank you.
Of course. It was a pleasure talking to you, my dear.
Pleasure talking to you as well. She'll walk to you and walk with you and to open the door.
Okay.
And just as she opens the door, she
Bless you?
Dang
Or was
allergies.
that in character?
That was in character.
Okay.
Ah, my allergies. I don't know what.
Oh.
I don't know what's called. Well,
God bless you, my dear.
I apologize. This has been irritating me all night. I swear, have you seen any dogs in the area? I have a cursed allergy to them, and every time I open this door, I seem to... Somebody must have their, like a little decorative purse hound or something of the like around, I suppose.
Oh, maybe. Or maybe somebody's a werewolf.
I've never heard the words purse hound before, but I love it.
I suppose I should just keep this door closed and let the security men open the door. Ugh.
Did she hear my werewolf comment?
Oh, I'm sorry. What did you say?
I said, like when she said like the purse hound, I said, well, maybe, or maybe it's a werewolf.
She just looks at you like, werewolf?
I've seen stranger things.
I wonder if I have any wolfsbane in this room. She kind of like mutters to herself after she like starts, right before she closes the door. Like she's been with you that night, so anything could happen at this point.
Uh-huh.
Wait, she's like werewolves. Yeah, but she continues sniffling a little bit after she just after before the door closes.
Hmm. I suppose I'll keep my eye out for any potential dogs.
The name of the gang that we're looking out for are the dogs,
Are
right?
the hounds, correct?
The hounds.
Oh, maybe she was trying to slip me a
Yes!
Listen, I don't speak thieves can't.
Wait, what was the clue?
She has a dog allergy. Haha. We're looking for the hounds. There must be somebody nearby.
Right. Yeah. Okay. That's a completely sensible. Okay. Yeah.
All right. Aoife.
I mean, it could have been a coincidence.
Doubtful.
You are chilling with the straight man, Mr. Pocket Billiards Willie. And he's showing you all types of stuff. Now, I had asked for a dex check, a int check, and a wisdom check. Let's see those, please. Wow.
Ooh.
Ooh. Oh no.
Ooh. Okay.
Okay. You do
1 out of 3 isn't horrible.
I'm
I
gonna get
guess.
some information at least.
Okay. So you scratch the table multiple times. But Willie seems to be very patient.
Thank God.
And you're trying to eye the angles. Unfortunately, you're missing the pockets by a lot.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just straight up shoot the 8-ball. And it's and there's a few times where Willie's kind of like, nope, she's teachable, maybe not. Like, he doesn't say it out loud, but he's just like, oh boy. But let's see how he does teaching you. Okay, he doesn't do too bad. But by maybe game 3, you're picking up a lot of tips and tricks from him. He's kind of more of the simple is best kind of person. Like, don't try to complicate an experiment because there's more points of failure. At least if there's a point of failure, you can easily troubleshoot it. And this is basically his teaching style. It's like, don't go for tricks right now. Go for them later. Get your angles. That kind of thing. So he's a pretty good teacher. Is there anything you want to learn from him, or is there anything in the conversation you want to start conversing? Like, it's over 3 games. So is there any conversations you want to start with him? Like,
are they always playing at this one casino? Like, is it their group hangout, or are they a traveling group that goes around doing this kind of thing? And I'm gonna try and just get a feel if they're just here for the billiards and that's how they make a buck, or try and lure them into a conversation where maybe Raine can do a little assessment from the sidelines about whether or not they're involved with any, these canty related activities.
Okay. Willie starts talking to you. He explains that this most of his money, he does pick up him and the chalk team does make a pretty significant amount here at the casino. As a separately, sometimes they go to the Indigo Greyhound to do their trade. But actually, you learn Vicky is her day job is a florist, and Dorothy's day job is a butcher, and Ray is he's a teaching pianist. He teaches piano.
Okay.
Willie's the only one that like kind of like makes this like kind of his like day job. Also, he'll go to like interested parties to teach them as well. So the reason he's really good at teaching, decent at teaching, is he does this on the side too. Like he teaches like people who want to use. If there's an artist billiards player of the table, that's probably him.
Okay.
But the other guys just have day jobs, and this is like something they do for fun. They'd love to get to other casinos, travel around the country, but because of the team's majority like day jobs, they can't do this as much as they want.
How often are they in the casino?
They try to get in this particular casino twice a month at least.
Okay.
And they make a decent amount of change when they're here.
Okay.
But yeah, they have a lot of fun doing it. It's kind of like how they wind down.
Yeah, I'll just like casually drop in the conversation that I'm super into dragons, and if they have any dragon stories, that'd be super cool. I can trade them one for dragon stories, because I've got the skeleton dragon stories. And I want to see if they have anything about swamp dragons.
They don't particularly have any swamp dragons, but Willie says if you talk to Vicky, she claims she saw he kind of lowers his voice. She claims she's seen a lycanthrope.
Maybe it wasn't thieves' cant.
Yeah, maybe it was a werewolf.
That'd be pretty cool. I think I will talk to Vicky about lycanthropes.
Yeah, like it's like Willie just says it's like a wild story. She was like drunk off her ass that night, so she's not sure we don't know what she really saw. It could have been a giant dog for all we know.
Yeah, but maybe it's a lycanthrope, and I say just a tiny bit louder and like look over at Raine.
Raine, you probably hear this.
Yeah. Probably
I've never seen a lycanthrope. I've seen all sorts of weird things. I travel with Daddy all the time. I've never seen a lycanthrope.
I don't think I don't know about you, but I don't want to meet one. I'm good with a pool cue, but I ain't good with like no blade.
I'm not really good with blades either, but it's all right. That's why I've got my friend here, and I just gesture over at Raine.
Yeah, just look. Oh, that would be terrifying. I mean, where would you even see such a thing? Even a large dog would be scary.
If you buy Vicky a drink, and you see Vicky is currently wiping the floor of some poor schmuck, pocketing the probably the rest of the money he was going to spend at the casino into her pocket. If you buy her, I think she really likes. She's a gin and tonic gal. If you get her one of those, she'll probably like tell you the story, like she's told us like 20 times.
All right. I just want to attempt one trick shot before I go to buy Vicky a drink.
Okay, go ahead. Let's do another dex check. See where you land. Nice. All right. So at the end of the third game, there was like when you were looking over at Vicky. She was doing like a pretty complex trick shot where she was getting, it kind of like bounced off of off of like the edge. It bounced off the left side, hit a ball, continue its momentum, and hit 2 balls, and like those hits went into the pockets. So she sunk 3 in like one shot. You are able to recreate that beautifully.
Add a little extra hop in it for no reason, just make the ball like bounce over one of the other ones and still end up with the same results.
And yeah, this earns like a clap, like an applause from that was excellent. Do that again, and you can definitely give Vic a run for her money.
Yeah, we'll see. I'll get her that gin tonic. We'll talk about werewolves, and we'll see if maybe it's not just luck.
All right. Well, you have a good one. I'm gonna. And he kind of zeroes in on a group of older gents that just came into the billiards hall. I'm gonna make up for lost time.
Yeah,
See you guys
for teaching
around.
me.
No problem. So Vicky is looking into the pouch, pocketing it, and she's already polished off 1 drink as you were making your way to her. Raine, what are you up to at this point now that you've heard the lycanthrope?
I was gonna help out in the getting information out of Vicky story. You know?
Okay.
Maybe we could take a break from all that billiards and just have some nice conversation. And I'll buy her that gin and tonic she wanted, and I'll just stay with the plain old tonic for me.
Okay, sounds good. I want you to roll 1 perception check. You make your way to the bar. You buy the drink.
Yeah, I'll finally move on to my second drink of the night.
Okay.
31.
Okay.
100%.
So you buy the drink. The drunk guy is there. And okay, this time from so you're by the bar, so the bar is over here. You see a few people come out of the storage room. Looks like they are some more security. And, they just, head out of the billiards hall.
I assume everybody has their earrings in, and I'll just say something might be going on. Security is increasing a little bit.
You mean brooches on?
Yeah, brooches.
Okay.
We're doing the dangle.
Yeah.
Fox not gonna used to do dangle earring.
Technically, if it's only vegetarian, he had the extra dangler.
True.
Okay. You grab a drink by the bar. Drunk person kind of like, you swear he, like, from his drunken, disheveled state, he, like, raised his head, he looked at you a little bit, and went back to his slumber on the table. Could you roll an insight check for me? Okay. All right.
He's stone cold sober.
He is not drunk.
Yeah.
So yeah, you go back with the drink. Vicky's there, notices you, Aoife. It says, "Oh, Hey, how'd your lesson go?
Went pretty well. Willie said you had a cool story about a lycanthrope.
Ah, well, if y'all want to hear that story, then
Anything to distract from the most uncouth billiards play. It's not really fit for a lady.
Oh my lord.
she's gonna take the drink. She sips on it, kind of like leans on the billiards table and says, "All right, okay. Vic can tell you the story of the werewolf at the full moon. It all started, and then we're gonna circle back to Tilda, Melanie, and Theo, who are chilling with Princess Alyssa, having a grand old time. Some appetizers were ordered. You guys are kind of having some. It's a myriad of like fried foods. There's also like a couture plate, so like cheeses and fruits, that kind of thing. Plenty of grape juice for the lady.
While they are, while they're kind of small talking, Melanie is going to head towards one of the guards.
Okay.
And I would like to just say, excuse me.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
I heard some talk earlier, people talking about issues in a swamp, some sort of disturbances. Do you know which swamp that might have been? Have you heard any travel in, words on places people should avoid?
You see him like stroking his chin. I don't know. Like, no, my job's kind of like just stand here and make sure nobody like flips a table after they lose Queen's ransom or fall over on the dance floor.
I meant the princess's guards.
Oh, princess's guards. I'm sorry.
Yeah. At first I was like, oh, they just didn't get a bright one, and then I was like, nope, wrong person. Okay. But yeah, one of the princess's guards. Because I figure they might be in some loops. They might hear some things. So.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people are avoiding the homeless mire right now. Homeless mire, the turbulent glades. People already avoided the turbulent glades. One of the like, you've got two of the guards' attention. What about the tinted labyrinth? Says somebody else. No, tinted labyrinth is fine. It's fine. I heard like Bill's cousin's friend went through it the other month and he came out okay. Yeah, I think it's mostly the homeless mire and the turbulent glade. I think that I've heard like lots of lizard folk trouble, I think.
Have they gotten worse recently?
Past couple months. Like, whole caravan's gone missing, so that's why people have been using the riverways.
Interesting. Well, I guess I'll have to move goods a different way.
Sorry to hear about that. Yeah, especially things that, you find lots of, like, antiques and, items you get from ruins down the wilds. Some of the nobles like to fancy up their homes with things like that. Yeah, can't get those that much anymore. Or some of the more exotic vegetation that usually like grows down there.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think it's some of that. Like one of the other guys says, I think some of that shit's magical too, like the plants and stuff. That's one of them shrugs. How am I supposed to know? It's magic shit. Do you think I deal with magic shit?
honestly, hard to keep up with magic stuff.
I know, right?
I would buy them a drink just to thank them for their time, but we are in a place that gives free drinks, and I don't think any of us are drinking. I think we're currently quote unquote on the clock.
Yeah,
So
yeah, pretty
I
much.
just give them a tip of my head, like, thanks for the tip, buddy, and wander back to my post.
Okay. You guys are having a good time. Theo is gonna look behind him. He notices that Cassius is kind of like, you know, waving at him. The two merchants that he had met earlier, and he kind of waves back. They continue drinking.
Did you want to go speak with the merchants?
No, I'm fine. Could you roll a perception check?
What is a perception check, dearest? No. Alright, perception. Give me a second. There it is.
Okay. You notice when he turns back to you, like, there's like he has like a twitch in his eye for a little bit, and he just kind of like rubs his temple.
That's new, right?
Yeah.
Princess Alyssa, your Highness, and Lord Noah, please, do excuse us. We have, I think I want to take my, very handsome husband out on the dance floor again. So, I hope you both have a lovely time. And we'll see you around.
No worries, no worries. You have a lovely time as well, and we must once your once the child is born, we will stop by once you are healthy and able, and we must do this.
Yes,
again.
that would be lovely.
All right.
I grab like I kind of direct Theo back to the dance floor and give him and just kind of talk to him under quiet enough that no one else can hear us, that sort of thing. Just under my breath be kind of like, are you all right, dearest?
I apologize. My head is I think I have like a bad headache or something, or
so this was the worst possible place to bring you.
no, it just started not too long ago, so I just think I just need to find somewhere quiet and just sit there for a little bit. It shouldn't it's not too bad.
Is there like a closed room nearby that I can see? Are these rooms closed off? Where
so the private rooms are definitely closed off, but this area would the area behind, close to the private rooms, would probably be your best bet for someplace a little bit quieter.
Okay. Who did we lose?
I think
Lynn.
we lost Lynn.
Yep.
I'm going to say Lynn follows you guys at a healthy distance.
Yeah.
Of course.
Or Melanie does, anyway. Yeah. I'm going to kind of glance back at Melanie, give her like a a look and like kind of spin my finger around in a circle to kind of indicate, go ahead and like patrol the area. And then I'm gonna kind of like point to Theo and I and point to the general area that we are heading, which is back here.
We'll give a thumbs up.
Oh shit.
Oh fuck.
What?
Ray.
Oh, I didn't. Jeez.
Have a good week. Okay. Jeez. All right. Yes, you take Theo to the area over there.
Mm-hmm.
All right. It's definitely a lot quieter in this area. There must be some soundproofing that is that's shielding from like the that shields the music coming from the dance area. And then
I'm immediately gonna check him for like a fever, just to make sure.
Okay. Roll a medicine check.
This is gonna go well.
No fever. It's easy
Okay.
to check for a fever.
Right. Yeah.
He's just like rubbing his temple, and he says it's probably just a small headache. It's fine. It's just like right behind the eyes. So that's why that's why the eye twitched a little, he says.
Or he's turning into a werewolf. Silver bullet.
Fuck off.
Spontaneous lycanthropy. He says, no, it's fine. I was trying to remember something from the conversation Cassius and Anno I were having about the roads, and it just started.
How's he looking? Like, in terms of, like, does he have bags under his eyes? Does he, look like he's really fucking stressed out? And that he hasn't been sleeping well, or is he just...
He does have slight bags under the eyes. He does look like he probably needs more sleep.
Have you not been sleeping, dearest?
He kind of hesitates. Not well. He kind of like he struggles to get that out.
Do you want to talk about what's bothering you? Or would you prefer to wait until we get home?
Let's wait until we get home. It's no big deal. It's nothing.
It's a very big deal.
Okay. But let's just, try to enjoy the rest of the night. I'll let you know what's been bothering me. I promise.
I take his hand and put it on my stomach,
Okay.
and like where I've just felt the baby start to kick a little. And I say, we both need you happy, healthy, and hale, dearest.
I know.
You not sleeping is a very large deal, and prevents you from being healthy, at the very least. And hale.
Yeah.
Then I give him a quick kiss.
Okay. Sounds good.
Just kinda, we'll wait out his
Okay.
headache here.
All right. Sounds good. Zaytari, the next part of the sexy dance has commenced.
Sexy dance.
Sexy dance.
Mhm.
Roll a performance check, and then let me know who you might be going after next.
Sure. Of course, I got a natural 1. Still a 16, though.
It's still 60. It's an adequate sexy dance.
Yes.
You're very proficient with swords. You're probably a little
Yes.
shaken up too about what Kaylin had to tell you.
Probably, yes.
Yeah, so it's not as smooth as you want, but it's still
You're really phoning in this sexy dance.
I really am.
the dead
It's
eyes.
just, I could be doing better. Let me just take a look at the list of names again. I'll give a wink and like a slight caress of the face to the person who I was paying attention to before, Birdie. But I'm gonna kind of split between who's Charlene again?
The Lady Lavoie's exotic friend who happens to be a pet trader.
Okay. Yeah, I don't really care about her too much. I'm gonna split my time between Gary and Gradalta.
Okay.
Kind of make them like the subject of like trying to make them jealous of each other as I spend time with each of them, that kind of thing.
Okay.
So.
Okay. So roll inside checks and tell me what you're trying to gather from them during this sexy dance.
Yes, sexy dance. Mostly just their general demeanor towards me, if they're really paying attention to the dance, or if they have like their attention is split elsewhere, that kind of thing. If I notice anything on their person, but I guess that might be an investigation or a perception check as well.
I'll give an investigation. Gary is very much into it.
Do I get advantage because I'm so close to them?
Sure.
Nice. Alright, so 18 plus 4, 22.
Alright. Gary, being the younger of the two individuals, he's significantly younger. Probably early 20s. He's very much into, even though you might be not as into it, he's very much into you.
I mean, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm trying to play like, I'm the available coy one.
Yes. He has a holy symbol of Avandra on him, courtesy of those who are part of the district. He is trying to capture your attention now that you're splitting it between him and the Baroness. Rest in peace, both of them. Sorry. You do notice something particular about the Baroness. As you're getting like a closer look at her, you kind of get a glimpse of it because she's wearing one of those like shoulderless like dresses, the ones that kind of like hang off the shoulders. Right behind her right shoulder, there is what looks like to be like a tattoo or like some kind of mark. It's a very small paw print.
That's the Baroness?
Yes, this is the Baroness from Robert.
Ooh, how interesting. Interesting indeed. Okay, definitely making a note of that.
Speaking of paw prints, you have food. Sorry.
I'm just making a note of it in chat, so
Okay.
you know, try not to forget.
Fair. And that's what you get from them.
Okay.
All right. So, Vicky starts her story, Raine. Now that they had to take their sibling to the ER. Okay. So, Vicky says, so, there I was, trimming some roses. I had this large bouquet to deliver to Lord Smith. And he wanted a dozen roses with babies left, the whole 9 yards. This red ribbon, even though I said, hun, the red is gonna clash with them roses. Are you sure you want to go with red? And he's like, absolutely red. And I was like, I don't think so. I know this lady. She's got an eye for color. And I'll tell you that she is going to, judge you so hard because of this ribbon. Anyways.
It would absolutely clash. It's ridiculous.
Red with red roses? Dude, even Willie would tell you that that's a horrible idea. And you see Willie kind of lift his drink and then go back to schooling a guy at the table. But anyways, I did what he asked. He was paying me. And then I was getting to the chrysanthemums and I was telling, look, chrysanthemums, they mean death. Anyways. And so I went to the back. I was getting some ferns to complete the bouquet, and then I heard a noise in the alleyway behind my shop. So I was like, damn, it's them cats again, always going into my trash. Anyways,
Flower trash.
Flower trash. So I go out with my broom, and I'm about to pretty much shove this thing up their asses if I have to. And I swear on my mama's grave that I opened the door and facing their back to me was, I swear, the hairiest man that I've ever seen in my life. And I was like, what the fuck you doing? And he turned around, and it wasn't a man. It's a fucking werewolf. Had something in his jaws, and there's so much blood. And I screamed. I screamed real loud. The wolf, got, weirded out. I thought he was gonna attack me, so I put the broom up. You chop the broom in half with one hand, and then there's some noise coming down from the alleyway. And for some reason that scared him. And he ran the other way. I just looked at my broom, and I shut the door. And that's what happened. I told the guards about it, but they thought I was bullshitting them. That was Vicky. She had too much to drink again.
You said the last person you saw before this was Lord Smith?
I was making the bouquet for Lord Smith. This messenger boy sent me to do the order, gave me the money for it.
How very... must have been terrifying.
It was. I bought 6 silver daggers after that. No werewolf is gonna get me.
Why do you think they would have targeted you?
I don't know. They were just behind my shop. Maybe they tried to eat the cats or something. Maybe they hate cats.
Would track with
sense, yeah.
etc.
But yeah, it was terrifying as fuck. I told the guards about it. Guards were like, "No, Vicky, you're drunk again." I was drunk, but I know what I saw. There is no fucking absinthe in my drink that night.
Well, I hope that was the last time you heard or saw something like that.
No. That ain't the last thing I saw. That, well, not saw, but my friend Heather. Now, she has like a place next to the casino. She owns like which one of them craft bead stores. Apparently, that's what the kids are into these days. I don't make my own jewelry.
Is it
Craft
2003 again?
I thought you meant to say craft beer.
No, beads.
Definitely craft beads. Okay.
My friend Heather, who has like a shop next to the like about like 3 like a block like near the casino. She says she saw something, and she thinks she saw one too, but it was really dark.
Shit.
What do these creatures have against our fine shopkeepers?
I don't know why the hell they're going around my trash. Or if it was going around my trash, I think it might have been eating a cat or eating somebody or hiding shit. I don't know. What do like fucking werewolves do? I don't know.
Certainly wouldn't know. That's what I'm starting to think.
Yeah, that's what I was going to yell.
Well,
I said, "Oh no."
If one person, if this could happen to you and your friend Heather, who knows how many people this could have happened to? This could be a serious problem.
And Heather, she told the guard too, but they didn't believe her because, you know, Heather has one eye, and just because she has one eye, she probably didn't see shit.
In their defense, she probably couldn't tell them how far away the person had been.
How long ago did this happen? Is it? I mean, do we have to worry about when we leave here tonight?
I mean, like, they're about a month apart. Heather thinks it was a full moon that night. It was pretty cloudy, though. I know it was a full moon on the time I saw them. Because it was clear.
What's the phase that the moon's in right now?
I was just
Sam?
about to ask.
That's what Raine was just about to ask Tilda.
I
I mean, kind of everyone, but I'm assuming Tilda's Raine, so you know.
I mean, it's clear. You probably saw the moon when you were coming here. It's half moon right now.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Oh.
So, yeah.
All of us just like, whew.
So
As
like,
if they can't. I don't know.
transform during.
Oh no, yeah, they're still problematic, but they're more problematic on a full moon, because then they're also, you know, all crazy and stuff. So.
But yeah, that's what I saw. That's what Heather saw. I think. She says, "I think we have a werewolf problem in the city, but nobody believes us."
I think that deserves another drink.
I think so too. I'm gonna go get one.
Although, to be perfectly frank, Tilda is, I believe, the only one who doesn't know anything about the potential werewolf problem.
True.
Does Lynn? Or does Melanie know?
Melanie probably has not heard that yet
Okay.
at this
So-
point, because she's been mostly asking people about the swamp stuff, and that's I
Right.
think in another part of the town, so
Hmm.
country.
Yep.
Yeah. So you see Vicky go get another drink. And she, like, as she's getting her drink, she's like looking over at the drunk guy at the end of the bar, and she's like, shakes her head, comes back with her drink. You know, Pico should do something with his life. Kind of looks at the guy at the end of the bar and takes a sip.
Been on that seat the whole night. He's starting to wear a groove into it.
He's here every time I'm here. I don't even come here that often, so he must be here when I'm not here. That's the assumption I'm making.
Or you're being tailed.
Do you ever
Possibly by somebody with a tail.
cause? I mean, yeah, I guess if he's not causing any problems.
Yeah, nah, but you know. Yes. Pico.
Go to Gallo.
I was about to say, like, as in Pico de Gallo. Pico de Gallo.
But yeah.
But I couldn't spell de Gallo, so.
But it's nice like having somebody like listen to my story and not telling me that I'm full of bullshit. And she yells over to Willie, and Willie just like waves her off. But thank you for listening. If you excuse me, I got some more money to earn tonight. Them silver daggers ain't gonna pay for themselves.
Alright, imagine not.
And I'm gonna go feed the cat. Okay,
Pico de Gallo.
How do I investigate this not drunk guy without being super obvious?
At this point, I think Darren really wants you to.
Yeah,
go.
no.
I mean, just do it.
Just do it.
You're high.
Do it.
You can, your rolls are so fucking high. Coward. Use
Yeah,
it.
just
Only have 3 luck points left.
use your sleight of
oh,
hand
no.
to accidentally, quote unquote, accidentally knock him off his bar stool. And then, you know, I guess buy him a drink about it? I don't know. That's as far as I got. Do you want me to tackle him?
Yeah.
Yes.
I can.
I mean, Raine's always going to be pro Melanie tackling.
Melanie's always pro Melanie tackling too.
That's true.
Melanie will tackle anybody.
You two really found each other.
I'm gonna go say hi to Kelly. I'll be back in a minute.
God, I'm starving.
Okay, I'm back. What do you want to do?
Lynn went to go say hi to Kelly, so just letting you know.
Raine's probably going to, having seen the writing on the wall, when Vicky gets up, kind of like, just try to, like, lean back against the bar and, accidentally, kind of unbalance herself and, knock into the, non-drunk guy and, spill his drink and then be like, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to, do that. Can I get you another drink? Apologies, I'm so clumsy.
He falls off the stool.
Immediately jump up to, like, help him up.
He gets up. Oh, it's alright. It's alright. I think I'm good for tonight. I think it's a head home. That's alright.
Oh, do you need me to walk you home? I feel so terrible. I mean, I knocked you over. It's so clumsy of me.
Nah, I'm alright. I can get home myself. Jimmy, I'm gonna pay my tab. You see the bartender come over. He hands him some, like 3 gold coins. He's like, no big deal. You have a good night, miss. He starts.
Again, I'm so sorry.
See Jimmy shake his head as he's walking out. Are you following him?
That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say someone. Pretty sure someone made me or is watching me. I'm gonna try and follow them, and then I will try and follow them sneakily.
Okay.
If don't hear from me in 15 minutes, come tackle something, Melanie.
I just got back. I heard that, and I will do so.
All right. I need you to roll a stealth check. This is not so much hiding, but you're more like blending in with the crowd as you're following him out.
We should just assume it's going to be at least one.
That's incorrect.
Okay. What would have it been?
30.
30? Okay.
Only 30? Really?
Yeah, only.
Damn.
Right.
Disappointment.
He doesn't. You don't think he notices you. All right. So you guys are. He's heading out of the establishment. I assume. Are you doing anything, Tilda and Melanie, while you guys are in that corner over there?
I'm gonna keep an eye and see if anyone seems to notice or follow Raine at all. But outside of that, I'm going to kind of stay where I am. I'm gonna try to get to a spot where I can see a decent amount of the room and just kind of keep an eye to make sure no one's watching Raine since she's trying to tail somebody.
Raine, did you say you were tailing him?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
If she doesn't hear from me in 15 minutes, Melanie has to come tackle something.
Okay, sounds good.
I was told to assault somebody, so I'm ready for it.
God damn it.
Given that our bodyguard is going to potentially have to assault somebody and abandon her post. Yeah, I think maybe like Tilda just wants to find like a like is this are these seats up here are they like occupied? Are
No,
they're
not
this
occupied.
A game or anything like that? Okay.
No, it's just kind of a relaxing area.
Okay. So Tilda's going to take Theo over there and just kind of like have him lay his head on her shoulder.
Okay.
And just kind of, just take care of stressed out boy. Her stressed out husband.
Okay.
And also try to keep an eye out for anything unusual and I don't know. So far this night has not been going the way that Tilda has been like planning for it to go. It's not been there's been nothing sort of no signs of the hounds anyway. As far as she can see.
Yep.
Yeah. He's a big stressed boy.
He is a stretched boy. Okay.
While you're kind of tending him, could you on the DL cast detect thoughts and try to like sniff people out?
If there's nobody, I mean, I potentially could, but with the guards, we were told like if you're seen doing magic, in
Well,
here?
yeah, if they think that
For-
you're using magic to
specifically
win a
for
game,
gambling,
and
yeah.
they wouldn't know that you weren't maybe trying to cheat at cards or something, so that's a good point. Don't do it.
Right. It's kind of also why it's like I can't give him any healing magic. Theo.
Well, that should be okay. It's not like you're helping him win an arm wrestling contest by healing
It
him.
could be magic that I am casting for somebody else, you know, in order to count cards. I don't know. It could be bad.
I understand.
I kind of don't want to get shot at the casino.
I get it. I get
That's
it.
fair.
And you're pregnant.
Exactly. It would really suck if both me and the baby died.
It would.
That would
Yes,
not
it
help.
That would make things infinitely worse.
Mhm.
Infinitely worse and more stressful for Theo in particular.
Yes.
Okay.
Speaking of Theo nursing a headache,
Uh-huh.
Mallory is too. How much longer do we think we're going to be planning on going?
Let me finish this bit with Raine, and then we can conclude for the next time.
All right, sounds good.
All right. Raine, you're tailing this person?
Yep.
All right. So he goes out of the billiards area. Sorry. Out of the billiards area, towards this hallway here. He will go down this hallway, and he will go into the men's room.
Can I, like, how busy is this hallway? Could it do a thing like where I can try, like, as I turn the corner, do my invisibility shtick?
I'm gonna see how busy it is. It's not busy at all. There's probably just like one guy. Sorry. There's probably just like one guy in the corner here nursing a headache. Probably he was done, you know, being sick in the
Theo?
bathroom. Not another guy.
Another one.
Yeah, but there's nobody in the hallway right now.
Yeah, it's kind of like right as I start to turn the corner, you know, just do activate the ring. And
All
then-
right.
Fuck
You-
it, I'll follow him in the men's room. I don't give a shit.
All right. You follow him into the men's room. All right. I don't know how this is gonna work, but it's gonna go work. He casts something.
Gendered
Ooh.
bathrooms are bullshit anyways.
Yeah, fight the man.
He will cast something, and you see him standing in front of the sink. I need you to make a perception check.
$31.
You see the door close behind you. It's like one of those like swing doors, you know, when you go into the bathroom. Nobody comes in. He's still just standing there.
Gonna
Hope he's prepared to stand there for forever.
yeah. So sink, door closed behind me, and did something? Did you say something opened up? And
So
From-
here's what happened. He casted something while he was in front of the sink. So you're watching him, and the door swings to the outside, like as if somebody's pushing it from the bathroom to the outside.
Oh, so the opposite way that it would be swinging just to close behind you guys.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Okay. So like somebody, it's almost like somebody left.
In a way, if somebody left, but you didn't see anybody.
Nope.
But he's still standing at the sink.
Oh, but is
Uh,
he?
Yeah. It would take Raine a second to at least a couple seconds to figure that out. But I'll draw my dagger and just get closer.
Okay.
Blow on him and see if his hair moves. Worst case scenario, you just gave somebody the shivers. Or his hair doesn't move and you know he's a fake. Fake.
Does it react to me moving closer? And
Are you still invisible?
yeah.
It doesn't seem to react.
Is he too fucking still to be?
He's been standing there for a while. It's been probably several rounds.
Let's throw a ball bearing in the corner. Or something in my pocket. I'm sure I have something, you know.
Okay.
Just see if it reacts.
Plastic dinosaur, whatever it is you have.
It doesn't
one of the
seem.
millions of daggers you have.
It doesn't seem to. He doesn't seem to react.
Yeah.
Just kind of under fuck under my breath. Maybe. And I'll walk out. And it's still invisible. And be like, I had been. Someone was watching me. Pretending to be a drunk. Some sort of security. Tried to follow him. He must have noticed I was tailing him. Ditched me in the men's room. Threw up an illusion to make a getaway. Someone knows something's going on here. And that'll go out to everyone.
And is able to cast an illusion of himself and an invisibility spell, apparently.
At the very least.
I actually know what spell that is. That's a very high level spell that he cast.
Are you saying this to the group?
Wait, it wasn't like a spell combo? It was actually a specific spell that
No,
you
it
gave
would
up.
have been one spell.
I think you guys know, but I mean, if you described what he did, and if you're doing
Saitari
this...
would be able to cast this. It's on the bard spell list.
Yeah, Tilda, you know what it is too, because it's also on the wizard spell list.
What is it?
It's mislead.
Yes.
Oh shit.
It's a very fun spell.
Okay.
Oh, it's a 5th level spell though, okay.
Never heard of this.
It's fun. It can be.
Yeah.
Especially if you're trying to lose somebody.
I have never heard of this. I don't know.
Yeah. Me neither.
Yeah, I've had a character that's used it before.
Okay.
I was about to say, so is that the end of...
Yeah, so we will pick up
Somebody
there.
knows what's going...
Yeah, so you two, yeah, so Zaitari and Tilda, you know that, damn it.
Shit.
Yeah, something's going on now. And that's where we'll pick up.
Okay.
I hope you guys had fun. I know it's been a while, so.
Yeah.